1,109 horsepower. You listen to that, 1,109 horsepower. Oh, mother! Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, let's take this car out for a drive. I'm just going to taste what 1,109 horsepower tastes like on tarmac. Nobody cares about this mode. We're gonna flick the steering wheel, go straight into this video is about the exhaust. Mother! 3, 2, 1. Your mother! Do you even see how this is going sideways? Holy cow! You do a test like this and you think, well, I want to exert all the power, I want to enjoy it, I want to show it to everybody. But with this car, you really got to consider whether that's what you want to do, because there's so much of it. Once you drive a 296 GTB and then you remember you're driving the SF90, you think, okay, this is it. This is it. 296 is superb. The imperfection makes it. And that's 100% correct. But to be honest with you, I'm back in this car and I'm having second thoughts. That's 4th gear, and I'm searching for traction, like I'm looking for a bit of cold water in the desert. The thing is, you can get it. Oh, mother! You can pull in front of another car with like 20 meters of grace, and that's the last thing you'll ever see about that car. It's gone. It's gone. And the confidence, exerting that as you're pulling out, knowing that you've got traction control very well on still, but the 4-wheel drive system, yes, like, is impeccable in this car. 1,600 plus kilograms means you got a lot of weight. You got to work with it. You got to keep that in your mind, as opposed to a much lighter 296 GTB. I'm comparing those two because those are the two that you have with hybrid systems. I suppose I should stop. One should stop doing the comparison, because it's not about which one is better than the other one, other than just in general. This is fantastic. Just like that, 296 GTB. There's so much to say about it. It's incredibly complex, but the amazing thing is that it all comes together in a recipe that is just superb when you drive it. Let's take the figures into consideration. 1,109 horsepower. You listen to that, 1,109 horsepower, 2 electric motors in the front, each individually working on a wheel, one between the gearbox and the combustion engine at the back. 980 Newton meters of torque from the combustion engine alone. It is quite something special, and we thought, in order just to show you the difference between modern technology, have a look at this. That is a beautiful mint green Trabant that smells wonderful. The great thing about this, unlike with the Trabant, is that you can leave the building without anyone knowing about it. You can drive a 1,000+ horsepower supercar now, completely outlaws, without somebody knowing about it. Completely silent. What are you freaking laughing at? It's like the ultimate extent of outlaws. Anyways, but it's not just so that you see what's happening over here. You're never alone. Everybody just rocks up with Novitec supercars. I don't know what it is. Another other thing just to mention is the exhaust system on this SF90 obviously transformed this car. It transforms it completely as well, because you're driving a hybrid car that has that facility, yet the audible evidence is there that there's more to it than just that. That's a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 at the back. It's sitting snug behind me over here, but it's got the complementary electric motors in front and then that one just before the engine. So there's really a lot of collective work going on in order to give you all this power. I just don't know how they do it. I don't know how they manage to put all that power into this car, and I don't know how they manage for all of that to work in unison. Make no mistake, once you drive this car on the highway, my personal experience, and maybe it's inexperience that is making this statement, but I sense that at higher speeds for a longer time, you can feel the switch between hybrid assistance. Whereas when you're driving at lower speeds, the shunt, the power, the performance is brutal. It is honestly rip your freaking face off brutal. And it'll not apologize. It'll not drop you if you keep your hands on the wheel. My dad always said when he gave me the drill machine when I was younger, he says, whatever happens, don't let go. Here again, really nice getting into the city part, and I can just go into hybrid drive. This now means that I can use the electric power and drive through here without too many people staring at me. But see what happened? The moment I squeeze the throttle ever so more, it assists you with a couple of combustion horses. When I ease off, so does it. Anyway, we're back to this. Very briefly, carbon fiber, a lot here happening in the front, this little bit at the exit for the air. A lot of air streaming over the car, necessary for the build-up at the back. There's a huge carbon fiber wing. There's a dipping arrow. We'll get to that once we talk about the rear of the car. But what's very cool is actually these fenders all in carbon fiber. This is a visible part. If I stand here at an angle, I can see the tarmac in the front. That's a really cool thing about this car. Also vents underneath here and here in the front. The whole car has to be superbly aero conscious in order to attain the speeds and also maintain sticking to the road. The prominence also continues on the sides with the side skirts, carbon fiber, huge inlets over here for that engine, sitting quite low down in the heart of this car. It's quite the party piece if you stare in there, and I think in order to see the rest of it, I need to turn it around. But if we can look slightly from the side, the NF10's on here, glorious in a sort of polished black look, fits really well with some of the other black accents in my opinion. You guys let me know down in the comments. And I say that because you can always choose what color NF10 or of the other rims, what color and what kind of a finish you'd like to have. And for those who don't know, if you want to see the different versions, check it out on our website, novitecgroup.com. Massive carbon ceramic brakes over here, necessary for this car to stop just a bit north of 1600 kilograms. And that I mentioned because the hot air in here gets funneled out of these outlets when you drive, because it gets pushed out there. Anyways, let's turn this around. Something else when you sit in this and you're sitting, for example, that 812 and Largo, there's a bit of a raw deal that you get in that car. And me personally, just jumping back even one more to like an F12, there's a certain kind of rawness. You really realize the difference of the technology that has gotten into this car to make it happen. Now, carbon fiber at the back. As we said, we got this massive carbon fiber wing. This is the active aero bit, actually dips down instead of standing up. You have quite a bit of carbon fiber around the engine there with holes so the hot air can escape from there. And this is the bit that maybe you weren't able to see so well before. It's just a really nice addition. The exiting tips. So large on this car, and as well the carbon tips around that. When we pulled it out of the showroom before, it actually caused some of the other cars to let their alarms go. It's so loud on a cold start, this car, but again, you can drive it out to go and fetch some, I don't know, bread rolls for breakfast without waking up anybody else in the family. The massiveness of this continuing at the bottom with that glorious diffuser at the bottom. There's a view from this car. Just look how wide that is, how prominent that is. It's just ridiculous. Here at the bottom, this is absolutely wild. What do you guys think about the color? This is actually the true color of this car. It's been sprayed in this color, and depending on how the light falls on it, it just obviously has this beautiful sort of subdued shimmer. But also, come around this side and have a look at the combination of that with the NF10s in the black. Would you have kept it that way? Would you have maybe gone a little bit more crazy with the color? How about bronze, matte bronze with this white? Maurice shakes his head. You might want to differ with him. I don't agree with him on everything either, but he doesn't care. What? Namaste, see you in the car. I can't believe that every time I drive these cars, they seem to have a slightly different effect on one. It's also because many of them have different components, especially when it comes to the exhaust system, maybe not all the power and the upgrade and so on and so forth. So there are slight differences in the configurations. Yeah, it's just honestly menacing. It's a joy and a gift, and I'm so grateful to be able to try it out, to experience these cars. Anyways, enough fabbling. Guys, thank you for joining us. If you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up or a like if you like this video, and let us know even about what else you'd like to see. You can also follow us on TikTok and Instagram, me personally at Beyond the Cork, or Novitec at Novitec Group. We want to show you what we've done in these cars and a little bit of what they are about from the manufacturer side as well as from what we do at Novitec. Because the idea is never to change something and say they did a bad job. The idea is always to say they did a fantastic job and we want to enhance what they've done. Enough said. Thank you so much to VDM Cars for allowing us to drive these three fantastic cars. Until next time, thank you for joining. See you then. Ciao.